You care. You want to change. You want to do better. And this time, you really mean it. So you start with energy, with motivation, with hope. But somewhere along the way, you stop. You don't mean to. You just miss one day, then two, then a week. And suddenly, you've quit again. Every time this happens, it gets harder to believe the next time will be different. You start to wonder, what's wrong with me? But what if you're not broken? What if the reason you keep quitting is not because you don't care, but because you care too much and expect it to feel right? You see, most people think quitting is a choice. But really, quitting is a reaction to invisible expectations that were never true. You expected to feel motivated every day. You expected it to get easier after a while. You expected progress to look like a straight line. But the truth? Real progress feels boring. It feels slow. It feels like nothing is happening until suddenly everything is different. And if you're used to chasing feelings, you'll never stick around long enough to see the results. Because the process doesn't feel good at first. It feels uncertain, lonely, frustrating. And that's where most people give up. But here's the catch. Every time you quit, you teach your mind one thing. You can't trust yourself. And slowly, something worse starts to happen. You don't just quit the habit, you quit the belief that you can ever change. You stop setting goals. You stop dreaming. Because what's the point if you're only going to disappoint yourself again? But it doesn't have to stay that way. You don't need to push harder. You need to rebuild trust with yourself, one small promise at a time. Start tiny, so tiny it feels ridiculous. Do it not to get results, but to prove to yourself, I follow through. Because once you believe that, truly believe, you become unstoppable. Not because it's easy, not because motivation shows up every day, but because quitting is no longer an option. It's not who you are anymore.